Good afternoon, everyone. We're so glad you joined us this afternoon for Let's Talk. And I'm Judy, and I'm glad to be here with you, of course. And I have a wonderful, amazing lady to talk to you today. You will be so impressed with her. She's my inspiration. And here she is. Say hello, Gerd.
Thank you, Judy. Thank you for those kind words, Judy. It's
Would you like to
a
say-
pleasure to be here.
say your name,
I
'cause
want to
I-
welcome all that are watching this at the same time. I hope you enjoy it. I would like to explain why I'm here, because I didn't think I deserved any interest, but I guess passing your 100th birthday is kind of a goal, and I reached that in May, so that's why I'm a guest here.
That's right. That's why. Oh, but you're amazing too. The things you do, and I want you to tell us about your hobbies.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Well, everybody says, is there any card game you don't play? And unfortunately, or fortunately, I grew up with cards were very important, and all through our lives, all the kids played cards and were very much involved in that part of life. So, and I enjoy bridge immensely.
Yes, and I know she plays bridge, but
Yeah.
I don't play because she's probably too good.
I've been playing it a lot of years.
Okay,
so-
that's great.
Yeah, and it's been quite an experience moving from the life I had to here, but
Good,
we'll
tell
talk
us
about
about
that more later. When I was born in Norway,
And I didn't know that.
in Lillehammer, Norway, May 17th, 1923. And May 17th in Norway is the same as July 4th here.
Oh,
So for many years, we had two celebrations, because Mom and Dad celebrated May 17th as they were still Norwegian. And,
That's
and we
interesting.
also celebrate the 4th of July. So we had a
so
little
they
bit
had
of
fireworks for your birthday.
both. Pardon?
Fireworks for your birthday.
Yes, exactly. No, there was something else, but we won't go into that. So about 3 months after I was born, we boarded a ship to come to the United States. And much to my mom's regret, she didn't want to go. But my dad had a brother who was telling him how great it was. And he had come over in the United States several years before. And he kept writing him and saying, oh, this is a great country. You really should come. Well, he talked him into going to it. My mom was seasick the whole trip. So my dad and some of the passengers had to take care of me.
Okay. How old were you at that point?
At 3 months.
3 months old. Oh, my.
Right. So we landed in the Immigration Center in New York, and from there we boarded a bus and drove to Michigan, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. It was a small town that had less than 3,000 people in it, and it was the snow belt of the north. It was the Upper Peninsula
Oh, wow.
of Michigan. So if people are familiar, they know that that was the snow area.
Okay.
And I lived for 18 years in Munising, and along with a brother and a sister. And from I worked for a couple of years, and then the World War II came, and some of my friends joined the service. Well, I didn't pass the I exam, so I went to Washington, D.C., and worked with the Coast Guard in Washington as a secretary
That was
for 2 years, or till the war ended. And when the war ended, I came back to Munising, and Fortunately, a good friend came back she had been in the service, and she had the GI Bill to go to school. So she decided she was going down to Chicago to go to a special college down there, and she talked me into going. At this point, I had no interest in staying in Munising, a town of less than 5,000 after Washington, D.C. wasn't very exciting. So I went with her, and she went to college, and I went to work as a secretary in Chicago. Actually, Evanston. We lived in Evanston for in a girls' club, which was right next to the YMCA, which worked out very well. It was the best move I ever made a year later. But anyway, another friend recruited me to go help serve banquets at the Y. And we got our free meals, so that was fine. So that was where I met Bill.
Okay.
And that's the highlight of my life, really.
Of course.
But anyway, we worked together in banquets, and I also worked part-time over there on the weekend. So we became friends for a long time, and then it blossomed into something else. So in June of 1950, we were married in Park Ridge. Bill was raised in Park Ridge most of his life, and we both went to church there while we were dating and stuff. So we were married in that church. We moved to Park Ridge and raised 4 kids, 3 girls and a boy. And unfortunately, and someone once told me, if you don't want your kids to marry someone out of the state, don't send them to another school. And that's what happened. They all went out of state for school.
I understand.
And met their future there. So no one ever settled in Illinois.
Mine too.
But fortunately, they were close enough. And we were family enough that they made it a point of being there a lot.
Yes,
I
know they come in a lot.
Yeah. So let's see, what else happened?
Well, grandchildren.
Oh my, yes, grandchildren.
Got to touch on grandchildren.
I have 7
They're the
grandchildren.
great leftovers from the kids.
Right. I had 7 grandchildren who are spread all over the country. And I have 10 great-grandchildren.
Oh my God.
And still counting.
Oh, you're still counting. That's great.
Yeah.
You could end up with 100. Oh, family.
Right. And as I said, we were a family that stayed really, life was, for us, was church and family.
Good.
And they all of them look forward to coming back home, for different occasions. So that was great. When Chris, our youngest one, was 5, we decided we wanted to try camping. So we actually went out and bought a camper.
Okay.
And our first long trip, we took it for a weekend in May, and it snowed. So we thought, well, maybe this is the way it goes. But then we took it in July when we had vacation, and took 3 weeks and drove all the way out to California.
Wow,
with the
amazing.
4 kids. But it worked
good,
out fine.
yes.
And they all adapted to it. They're all still campers.
Are they still campers?
Yeah. I honestly think that's one of the best bonding you could do with a family is camping, because you're living very close to each other for a long time.
And you don't have all your friends around or anything. You have to be friends.
No, and no phones.
Oh,
nothing
no phones.
like that. So
that would be a blessing.
Yes, it really was. So that was And we continued camping and traveling weekends and vacations. And we started, as I said, with a tent camper. We went to trailers and went through 2 trailers and then went through 2 motorhomes.
So
And we used the motorhome until Bill passed away. So we had
how long
great.
has he been gone?
11 years.
Okay.
Yeah, so
You were married how many years?
we were married 62 years.
Oh my goodness, that's
Yes.
great.
Yeah.
And that's too
was-
bad, but
it was a
these
great
things happen in
life,
life. But
exactly.
you had a wonderful family and a wonderful life.
Yeah. And let's see. Let me look at my
check
notes
your
here
notes.
for just a
Yeah,
minute.
obviously, yes. When I see Gerd walking the halls and she plays all, I'm just amazed, and I hope I can grow up to be like her. I never wanted to live to 100, but now I do.
Judy, it has its pros and cons. Believe me. When people ask how I managed to live over 100 years, I think it's the genes, because my mom lived to be 102.
Really?
Yes,
So maybe
so
it is.
It definitely played a big part of it.
Oh, that's
But also,
interesting.
I think,
But you led a good life.
yes, right. You know, I came out when I married, the Depression was over. Bill had a good engineering job, and I could stay home with my kids.
And that's
And most of my friends did. There weren't 2 people working in the family
Not back
in that generation. And I've often said, I think our generation had the best life.
I think
because
so.
we had sufficient funds for living. The moms didn't have to go to work. We could, there was such freedom there, you know, and we don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
We never locked our doors, or I never worried about my kids going uptown by themselves, you know.
Right.
And or if they went over to the playground by themselves, they didn't have to be carted everywhere, and they did it on their own. So that, to me, I really think, and I know I'm prejudiced, but I think we had the best generation. Yeah.
I think we did. Well, I would have been sort of in that generation, I'm sure. My mother always stayed home, and we had fun.
Yes.
And we didn't have much money, but we had fun.
That's right. You didn't need money.
We didn't even know we didn't have much
No.
money, as long as there was food on the table.
We knew we were going to take vacation every year.
Yeah.
We budgeted for that, and
Right.
you know, we
I
did
think-
weekends, and it was just good
So
family
you think
life.
now the worst problem we have today is the way the children are growing up, not with the
I feel
parents.
so sorry for them.
Yes, because they're missing out.
They don't have that freedom that we had, and there's so much in their life they don't have time to just do nothing.
Be kids.
Yes.
Yes.
So,
So what would you say your favorite thing is, if there's one
oh,
thing?
without a doubt, camping.
Camping, there you go. That was,
When
yeah.
Bill retired at 65, and fortunately, we were both blessed with good health.
Great.
So we traveled and did things for 18 more years before
Wow.
he got sick.
Wow,
And
that is good.
we traveled in the motorhome. In 1988, we joined a Holiday Rambler camping group and traveled all over the United States and Canada with that.
Wow.
And then we also took tours and trips. And one of my favorites, we went back to Norway
Oh, tell us
and
about that.
actually found some relatives there.
That's
that,
amazing.
yeah, on my mom's side of the family, I got to see them. So, yeah.
Does Norway, do they have another language? Do they speak a different language besides English?
Yes.
What is
No,
it?
it's a Norwegian.
Norwegian?
Yes. In fact, when I was starting school, I was still in the family. We still spoke Norwegian.
I see.
So when I remember the teacher said, maybe it would help if your mom and dad, telling them, you would talk American also, so that there isn't that mix in the
Yes.
language. But yes.
Do you remember any of it?
No, not much. And my mom, when she was 50-some, she went back to Norway to see there.
Oh, good.
And when she stayed for 6 weeks, and when she came back, she was talking Norwegian all over again.
Well, she had known it, so it was easy to get back
In fact, we've all commented on the fact that even though she lived to be 102, she still had the Norwegian accent. So,
102, that's you're going to make it. Yes, you are, because I'm having you back here. Kevin, sign her up when she's 102.
I don't think so. As I said, there's not the best there. Oh, and Judy, you asked what I thought was probably the worst problem we're living in.
Yes.
Judy, in this time and age, there's not just one. It's hard to say this or that, because I firmly believe that climate control is going to play a big part in the future of our children and grandchildren,
Yes.
especially the grandchildren.
Yes, yes.
Also, we are in such chaos with the government,
Yes.
and you look down the road and you thought, where is it going? Because the younger people don't want to get caught in that. And who are we going to turn to? And now, and the conflict that's going on all over the world.
Oh, terrible.
It is. So we don't have just one big problem. We have a lot of problems.
Yes, we do. And that's too bad. And I don't watch a lot of news, but
No.
what I watch, I don't like, but I have
No.
to see what's going on.
In fact,
But I agree with you on those.
Yeah.
The-
And my kids said, don't watch the news because they don't give you anything good. It's all this that's going on around the world. And
Yes.
it's very depressing.
But that was very interesting. I wondered what you thought about those after living so long to see so many changes.
Yes.
And what would you say the one biggest change? Would it be the automobile, or what would you say the biggest invention?
And this is just my personal opinion, but I think the biggest problem is all this electronic life that has come around us. I think having the kids with all these electronic toys and gifts and telephones, and that's their whole life now. You see kids who hardly lift that phone away from their
Oh,
ears.
I know. Yes. They eat with it and everything.
Yes, right. They don't know what it is to just go outside and play.
They say some of them actually get addicted.
Oh, I believe
where
that.
they're
I
addicted
really
to it.
believe that.
Yes, and
Yeah.
that's bad. Yes.
And fortunately, all of my kids have put time limits on television.
Very good.
Yes.
Yes.
And I think they, realize
That's.
that they,
I think there too. Parents need to step in. I'm not sure how, because I don't have this issue myself, but they should step in and set limits, like you
Yes.
said, on phones and everything.
yeah, right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, so
So-
far so good. I love what you're saying. I love but Norway. I did not know that you were from Norway. You may have mentioned it, but I don't remember it. So I've always wanted to visit there. It always sounded like a pretty country.
Yeah, it's a beautiful country,
Is it?
as I said.
I'll
when
put
we
that on
went
my
back
bucket
there,
list.
we did the fjords and,
Yes.
uh,
Maybe Otterbein will take a trip there. Well, it's almost time for us to go, so I want you to read your little poem.
okay.
Certainly enjoyed having you. Thank you so much.
Oh,
You were
I-
delightful.
I enjoyed
enjoyed it.
being here. And I hope you can see this. I will read it at the end. But there's a little bit of a story that goes behind this. I was very active in church when I was growing up. I married also. And every year you could be sure that they were then known as the Women's Society, now they're known as Women of Faith. But they had a rummage sale, and I always went up and helped sort the stuff. This came up, and I thought, oh, I like that. And I have often thought I should refinish it, and I thought, no, someone else has enjoyed it just as much as I did. I'm going to leave it just as. This has been in my kitchen for over 55 years.
Wonderful.
And it's a perfect thing to see when you get up in the morning and you read, Lord, help me to remember that nothing is going to happen to me today that you and I can't handle together.
Oh, that's
And
beautiful.
it is.
That's beautiful. Want to say it one more time real quick?
Lord, help me to remember that nothing is going to happen to me today that you and I together can't handle.
That is beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you.
And no one got credit for it. It was just an old preacher saying. This goes with me till the end.
Absolutely, yes. Well, everybody, we had a great time. I've enjoyed Gerd. She's been great, and we'll have her back when she's 102 or sooner. It doesn't matter. You want to say goodbye too?
I enjoy being here, and it's so easy to work with Judy. She makes you feel very comfortable.
Well, I certainly love her, and I hope I can live to 100 in your condition. The same way. I don't. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.